Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I'm not here with Geeky Sparkles. I'm going to talk about Twitch. Twitch is dying. Twitch is cooked. Twitch is toast. I think this platform is cruising for, what they used to say, cruising for a bruising. I think in the very near future, Amazon is either going to shut it down completely or sell it off. It's coming out that a lot of top Twitch streamers have been view botting. They've been buying views, using bots to inflate their numbers, making it look like more people are watching these streamers than actually are, which might in turn lead to, overinflated numbers for advertisers or potential advertisers. And that might be a huge problem for Twitch, but nobody's using Twitch now. In fact, all I hear about with Twitch is the controversy. It's always controversy. There's 5 streamers that are always stirring up controversy, and frankly, they could go to any other platform and probably make a lot more money. A lot of these people are multi-platform streaming now. I know Kick has been pulling a lot of people over there, and they're apparently paying out a lot better, and they were offering these multi-million-dollar deals to some of the top Twitch streamers. And of course, we had the ban with Dr. Disrespect, and then he wound up over at Rumble. A lot of people jumping over to YouTube. It just doesn't seem to me that this is a very viable business model. And we know that Twitch is still not profitable. Amazon bought Twitch 10 years ago. It's not profitable. And now it's turning out, to be the case that they're not even getting the views. They're getting 25% less views than what they thought they were getting. So I don't know. We're going to take a look at this. I don't think it bodes well. Just saying. There are a lot of other options out there. A lot of other platforms that more people watch. I'm just saying. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, no, we do not stream on Twitch. We used to years ago. We actually used to stream gaming content over there. But before that, actually, we were personally invited to Twitch back in 2012, 2013, when our webcomic was, it was pretty big. It was pretty sizable. It wasn't the biggest one out there, but we did okay. And they actually wanted us to do more draw streams and stuff like that and try to bring our webcomic audience over to Twitch. So even back then, they were trying to get away from just being a platform for gamers. And I don't even know if people game much on Twitch now. It seems like it's all just talking heads and politics and stuff. But yeah, I just didn't get a real good feeling about it back then. I'm like, One, nobody's watching anybody draw anything because it's boring. I mean, it really is boring to watch people draw stuff, right? And, it just seemed like the platform was kind of iffy. And you really had to depend on members, subscribers. You weren't getting a lot of ad revenue. So, unless you had a ton of subscribers, it really didn't pay to be on Twitch. But Deserto has this. They said Twitch's viewership has been on an overall downward trend since they cracked down on the view bots. Overall platform viewership went down as much as 24% compared to last week, with many big streamers suddenly losing thousands of viewers. Oh my God, guys. How did that happen? Because they're all faking it. So here's the article. Twitch's viewership takes a massive hit after cracking down on view bots. It's on a downward trend, 24% reduction. Viewership on the live streaming platform has been declining, even in general, even if there are some high points. Was this Ibe's? Is that what it was? Ibe's La Vida del Ano event? I don't know what any of this, I don't care. They draw people to the platform in droves, but seeing such a massive and sustained decrease in viewership is not normal. While one dip in viewership can easily be written off, a general and noticeable drop after Twitch's policy change means one thing. Most likely, they said, most likely, their crackdown on view bots is working. However, with that exposing how many viewers on the platform weren't real people, a lot of the biggest Twitch streamers have taken a big hit to their viewership. Yeah, that's pretty concerning that 25% of Twitch is fake. So now I got to wonder about other platforms. Is YouTube fake? Is Facebook? We know Facebook's fake. We know Twitter is fake. We know X is fake. How much of YouTube is fake? How much of the record profits, advertising profits, are because there are bots watching videos? And it might not even be individuals buying views. It could be the platform itself. I'm just putting out a theory. My theory is that the dead internet theory is actually pretty accurate. I think a good majority of users on platforms, on social media platforms, are potentially bots. And I think it's because we have to ramp up the engagement to make the shareholders happy, to make the advertisers happy. But bots don't buy products, right? So the proof is in the pudding. Like, the bots aren't buying products. Twitch's viewbot crackdown results in huge viewership reduction. With viewbots, it's important to note that literally anyone can pay to bot someone's channel, and the bots aren't all that expensive. Just because someone lost viewership in the crackdown doesn't mean they were buying bots for themselves. Yeah, that's true. And a streamer being mentioned for losing viewership in this article is by no means a pejorative toward streamers mentioned. Starting with general Twitch viewership, it's clear that there's a downward trend that began on August 21st. Before that, viewership was on par with, if not a little bit higher than the weeks before. There's a very clear and rapid downward trend across the board, with literal hundreds of thousands of viewers detracted from Twitch's overall live viewership pool. And while some fluctuations normal, there aren't any massive outliers or Twitch events week over week that result in a massive swing of viewership. Yet, as its absolute lowest on Friday, August 22nd, viewership dropped 24% lower than last week. Viewership was also 23% lower on Sunday, August 24th, yet another big crater in viewership. So if it turns out that like a quarter of Twitch is fake, and again, it might not be people buying views for themselves, although I think some people probably do buy views for themselves because they want to look like they're bigger than they actually are. It could be the platform even. I don't know. It could be the platform buying view bots to make it look bigger, to save, Dan Clancy, to save his job, because Amazon might be asking questions. Like, is this platform actually seeing growth? Oh, look, we have record numbers. Do you? Or is it just like, yeah, you're just buying a bunch of bots to make it look like your numbers are bigger. And eventually all that shit craters. Like, if you're botting your views, if you're buying your views, all that shit eventually craters. And there have been YouTubers that have actually lost monetization because they were botting. I mean, it's a problem. It is a problem. And it's all about people just wanting to look bigger and feel better about their channels. It's like, look I've got a whole bunch of people watching me from India on smartphones all at the same time. Yeah, so Asmongold, they said his viewership has dropped off on a similar curve. He lost 10 to 20% of his average viewership depending on the day. Again, there's going to be some statistical anomalies, but the trend is downward. Again, I don't know if Asmongold doesn't strike me as the type that would buy viewers. I mean, I could be wrong, but he doesn't this is a guy that still lives in his mom's house or whatever and wears the same t-shirt every day. I don't think he doesn't strike me as the type that's going to go buy a bunch of viewers. I don't know. I'm thinking it might be a platform-wide thing. I don't know. I have no idea. And then if it is, if there are people at Twitch buying views to make it look like the average viewership of Twitch is up, and then they had the ban, they could just be like, oh, look, these individual streamers were buying views. They're buying bots. It's clear there's been a pretty steady drop-off on the exact same curve as Twitch's overall downward trend. August 19th is an outlier considering, let's see here. He was restreaming Gamescom's opening night live. Leaving that off, he's had a loss of 20 to 30% of his peak viewership compared to the last few weeks. It's not as if the streamers are happy about this. Tectone pointed out that his viewership has taken a hit, but it's also fluctuating rapidly as other people bot his stream, going from 3K to 7K and rubber banding back and forth as people send bots to his channel. So are people doing this to try to get people banned? I can see that happening too. Here's the thing. Everybody thinks that, people that are streaming and they're on the same platform, whatever, unless they're openly hostile to each other, they think that everybody gets along. And not everybody does. And it's not even about getting along. Some people, you might think they're okay with you, but they're actually huge, insecure pieces of shit, and they would do something to mess with your channel if it meant that they thought they could get ahead, or at least give the appearance of getting ahead, even if it's not legitimate. They would totally do that. Like, oh, I'm going to be a friend to your face, but in reality, I'm going to send a bunch of bots to your stream to make it look like you were cheating so people don't trust you. And then maybe they'll come watch me instead. But again, it never lasts. I mean, this kind of shit, like, it never lasts. And it usually winds up with people losing their monetization or, people finding out that they're faking shit. So a few days of data is by no means conclusive. More data will have to be gathered until it becomes apparent just how many Twitch viewers aren't real people. For now, though, it's clear a sizable portion of the platform's viewership is just bots. And there may be large streamers who use them to artificially bump up their numbers. I mean, the only reason I could think somebody would do that is if they're getting like a view bonus or something. Like if you hit 10,000 concurrent viewers for so many days or some shit. I don't know how Twitch works because I don't use it anymore, but I could see that. I mean, there has to be some incentive, unless it's just ego. I mean, it could just be ego. People want to look like, look, I'm the biggest streamer. I've got the most, fake views on the platform. So this was a couple of months ago on Deserto too. They said that Twitch's ad revenue is at an all-time low, and their top streamers are going over the Kick. And we know that people have been complaining about the ad revenue on Twitch. And I think all this stuff is interconnected. I really do. I think it's all connected somehow. I'm not sure who's doing it, why they're doing it. I think there are people at Twitch who are trying very hard to justify their existence. So it's very possible that they've been incentivized to bot the platform, or it could be individuals. I don't know. But again, advertisers are going to look at this, and what's going to happen is they're not going to spend money. And then they're going to look at, other live streaming platforms too. They're going to look at YouTube. They're going to look at Facebook. They're going to look at Kick, and they'll be like, hey, we're not going to spend money over here either because we don't know if they're actual real people watching these streams. And then what they'll do is they'll just, throw more money at TikTok or something because that seems to be the way that everything is going. But I know we covered that one FaZe Clan kid. Was it Lacey? Is that his name? And he was complaining that he was going from $10,000 a day, which is crazy. $10,000 a day to $2,000 a day, which is also crazy for most people. Unless you have like a staff or something, then, but he was complaining about it and he was freaking out. And he's like, well, if I wanted to make so little, I'd be a mailman. I'm like, dude, that's like 60 grand a month. I don't know any mailman in any part of the world, or mail person. I'm sorry. I don't know any mailman in any part of the world that makes that much money, $60,000 a month as a mail carrier. I mean, come on. Like a lot of these kids, they have no concept of money. I think they got too much too soon. I think a lot of them, right out of high school, or maybe they started in high school or whatever. They never had to work a real job, so they didn't know what real people made. And it's depressing for most people. I mean, I'm not trying to be that guy, but it's very fucking depressing to be like, yeah, I only took home like, $500 this week, $600 this week after taxes. That's it. And I got to live on that. And and my rent or mortgage takes more than half that. They have no idea. But yeah, I think this shit's gonna explode pretty quick. Let's see what the comments are like here. Let's see here. This is going out to X. Maybe if they cut down the ads. So half of Twitch is smoke and mirrors. No wonder the numbers collapse. Normally left-wing sectarianism meant small streamers struggle because the big ones took all the money, and streaming is crashing anyway. Yeah, streaming's not, I don't think it's doing as well as it was. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm just trying to read the room here. If you are already a streamer and you have a following, I think you're probably okay. But it feels to me like even on YouTube, it feels like YouTube is trying to downplay streaming, because I think they don't know what somebody's going to say on a stream, so they're not really pushing streams as much. I know we used to, if we just dropped a stream or live stream, which we don't do live streams very much anymore. I'm seriously thinking about bringing it back, but like in a totally different way and possibly on a different channel. But when we used to do the live streams on the Clownfish main channel, even if we didn't announce it, we got thousands of people. And now, like, nobody's getting notifications. Like, I was doing a couple of tests, and I did like a couple premieres or something, and we got a couple hundred people on. That's fine. But I'm like, yeah, most people are like, I didn't know you did this, or I didn't know you're going to do this, or I didn't get a notification. And that's just kind of the way the vibe I'm getting. And you look at like most of the people in this space, especially that stream, and they're kind of locked at the same number of people watching the streams. So it's either people aren't watching streams like they used to, or in the case of YouTube, because it's not a streaming first platform. In the case of YouTube, they're just not sending notifications out because they don't want 10,000 people, 20,000 people on a stream where somebody might drop the N word or something. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of what I'm getting. Like they want everything to be ad safe because they're going to slather your videos and your shorts in ads. And that's YouTube's game. It's all about the advertising. Let's see here. What's Grok say? Yeah, FaZe Lacey may have also been affected. Yeah, I'm sure. Elon Musk is next. I have no doubt that X is being botted. I have no doubt whatsoever. Because, look, more real people use Facebook, and Facebook is fake as fuck. But more real people use it than X. Like, when was the last time you talked to somebody in your family? It's like, oh yeah, so over on X or Twitter, and they just look at you like, what? But you say, hey, over on Facebook, and they know what you're talking about. I'm just saying. They need to fix the discoverability of new streamers, or streamers will learn to bot to get exposure. Well, they can't bot now. Dead internet theory, yeah, 100%. If you lose half your viewing without bots, are you really a big streamer? That is a good question. This person here says, I rarely watch live streams anymore, maybe one every week, and that's on YouTube. I haven't watched a Twitch stream in years. I got burned out from 2013 to 2018, and now I just watch 2 to 5 minute clips on YouTube or Twitter. Yeah, I think a lot of people, they don't have the time to watch a 3-hour stream or 4-hour stream. I don't watch live streams. I mean, I might pop in here and there, but like people want us to go on streams, and I usually don't because I'm like, I don't have 3 hours to kill to do this. And it's like a lot of times it's like maybe 45 minutes of actual content, and then it's like 3 or 4 hours of just shitting on people and reading super chats and you know what I'm saying? It's like you could do this a lot more efficiently, but you're hoping you're going to get more people in to super chat you. This person said, not really down in viewership. There never were real people watching. It's not actual viewership. Yeah, with Twitch's viewership down 24% in a week, the question is, will anyone face legal consequences for fraud? I still think, I mean, it might be individuals, but I am wondering if this isn't just the platform or somebody working at Twitch trying to pump up their numbers. Because we know Amazon's merciless. Like, you can be profitable and not profitable enough, and they'll still chop you. And Twitch is not profitable at all. My understanding is Twitch has not turned a profit in the 10 years they've had it. So I think we're looking at end stage Twitch for sure. I'm going to wrap it up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later. For more pop culture news, views, and rants, go to news.clownfishtv.com. That's news.clownfishtv.com.